Now I'm told that the green ones can point up to 6 miles away. Now let me show you what the problem is. People are taking these laser pointers and pointing them into the sky at pilots. They'll be coming in and out of this area throughout the day. I've been told so far the fire has been about 60% contained and burned over 350 acres. Experts say there's an easy test you can take. Believe it or not, if you take a look at your urine and it is the color of this apple juice, then you need more water. But if you take a look at your urine and it's the color of this lemonade, then you are good to go. As you can see behind me, there's still debris everywhere, but one thing that you can't tell is that there's still a lingering smell, a burnt smell here on the scene. The Indians believe that the Great Spirit would go out, hunt its food, and bring it back to the mountain. I want to show you something. About 45 minutes ago, we poured water on this ledge. Now take a look at this. As you can see, it's already turned into ice. They measure these particles over a 24-hour period to determine the pollen count. Now let me give you an idea of how high the levels are in our area. One doctor I spoke with says anything over 30 particles per cubic meter actually will cause allergy symptoms. And one thing that goes good with that dollar beer is one of these hot dogs. The Obama administration says if the government shutdown does happen, then the IRS will stop the processing of paper tax returns. Which means you won't see tax refunds in the mail anytime soon. Well, Bob, I traveled here with a group of state and local leaders, people who say they are committed to this project. They just need the money to build it. Dozens of I-73 supporters gathered in Washington, D.C. to have their voices heard.
This is really important to get these 5 states together, and hopefully this will do some good and get some attention of our congressional leaders.
The multi-billion-dollar project starts in Michigan and runs all the way to Myrtle Beach. Rick Wade, a senior advisor to the Obama administration, says investing in infrastructure is a top priority.
China and India and other countries are investing big money into building stronger infrastructure, the kind of infrastructure that makes a country, in this case that makes a state and region, competitive in this new 21st century economy.
But the plan to build and fund I-73 has hit a few bumps in the road. Just this week, a representative from the Environmental Protection Agency expressed concerns about the highway's environmental impact on the wetlands. Senator Lindsey Graham called those claims outrageous.
In 2008, we did an environmental impact statement about the route, where it was going to go, where any wetlands affected. The Corps of Engineers, the Federal Highway Department, state agencies all signed off on it.
Graham says the good news is I-73 is moving forward as the state approved millions of dollars in funding. Graham says the highway reauthorization bill is a chance to get more federal funds for I-73.
We're broke up here, but we are going to spend money, and I want to make sure we get a good return on our investment. Building this highway creates jobs, economic opportunity. It's a good use of taxpayer dollars, so we're going to fight to get federal government funding in the highway reauthorization bill.
What a relaxing day at the beach. We found one North Carolina family soaking in the sun.
I saw on the Weather Channel it said it was going to hit from North Carolina to Maine, so South Carolina wasn't even in the mix anymore, so we're really excited.
I think we're prepared for some wind and rain, but not too intimidated.
At some point, the girls plan to test out their new board.
We're not really very good at it. We kind of just got it.
Beach patrols continue to keep a close eye on the water conditions. Patrols already made a few rescues today.
As the day goes on, it's going to get worse, and over the next couple of days, it's going to get worse. So what we'll do is we'll keep more vehicles out here. We'll keep more people on staff.
Crews posted colored flags to warn swimmers of rough waters.
We're about to go with blue flags, which means waist deep. It's an aquatic hazard. So we're going to throw the blue flags up now, probably end up with red flags by the end of the day.
You can expect to see more rip currents. Swimmers are urged to be cautious.
We have had a scare where we kind of got caught in one before, so we're not really, prepared to do that again.
While some folks plan to avoid the ocean, others hope it's a good chance to catch some big waves.
Whenever there's a hurricane out there, it just pushes in the surf and causes bigger swells, and then the swells bring in better sets of waves.
And one surfer I spoke with says he plans to get out here at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to catch some waves. Now, if you do get caught in the rip currents, remember to swim parallel to the shore until you feel yourself get out and then swim toward land. Now, that's a good tip to know anytime you're out here on the beach. This tale of two small businesses in Myrtle Beach begins along the boardwalk. Coffee and customers flow through the Boardwalk Coffee House. Store owners say the prime location near the beach helps.
New developments, the boardwalk and the Skywheel, and that's definitely working for all the merchants here.
People I spoke with say they've seen a lot of foot traffic here along the boardwalk this summer. In just a short walk away from the boardwalk, we ended up here on Broadway Street, and store owners in this area have a different story to tell.
We're a destination place, and this summer there haven't been too many people destined here.
Karen Hulk owns Broadway Cafe and Gourmet on Broadway Street. She's watched several businesses on the block close their doors.
There's a lot of us on this street who commiserate with one another about, oh my God, how am I going to pay this humongous electric bill, because you have to keep the place cool and comfortable in case the clients and customers come in.
She hopes recent efforts to amend zoning laws along Broadway Street make it through the mayor and city council.
Public encroachment on the sidewalk in certain areas and sandwich boards and that kind of thing to attract the passerby so that they don't remain a passerby, that they become a shopper or a consumer in that area.
While the amounts of foot traffic in the two areas differ, the goal of seeing a steady flow of customers and cash is the same.
I'd like to see more events, not only during the summer season, but the off season as well, coming up with new ideas to extend the season.
And the bills don't stop even if the business does.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to be a police officer? Well, now dozens of children in Florence will soon find out. It's all part of the Junior Police Academy. Pedestrian walking in the westbound lanes of US 17A west of Georgetown was struck and killed this morning. We begin tonight with talks of stimulating the economy. The White House thinks it has a plan to get the job done, but some lawmakers are skeptical. But first, let's take a look at the Carolina job market. South Carolina's jobless rate climbed to 11.1% in August. That's up from 10.9% in July. The news does not look much better in North Carolina, where unemployment is at 10.4%, up from 10.1% in July. And now jobs and taxes are two big issues the president plans to address on Monday. The White House is set to propose a new tax rate for those earning more than $1 million a year. The idea is to make sure the wealthy pay at least the same percentage as middle-income taxpayers. It's being called the Buffett rule, and it's part of President Obama's deficit reduction plan. And today, Republicans and Democrats sounded off on the possible proposal. Well, some might say we've seen quite a bit of trash talking when it came to politics. Republicans and Democrats really went at it this year. And today, a few GOP hopefuls made a stop on the Grand Strand. First up, Herman Cain. USA! USA! Cain talked about tackling America's problems one by one. He discussed his plan to end the economic crisis. It's called the 999 plan. Simply put, it ends the death tax and the payroll tax. It also institutes a 9% business flat tax, a 9% personal income tax, and a 9% national sales tax. Cain says this would be the first step to getting South Carolina's economy back.
If we don't get this.
And it's been a deadly weekend on the road. 4 crashes left 4 people dead. 3 involved motorcycle accidents. The first one happened just before 9 o'clock last night on Highway 915 in Marion.
Now with more on the allegations. Brie?
Well, Nicole, the letter makes some serious accusations about misconduct on the county police force. Now, as you mentioned, the letter was sent to all of the Horry County delegation members as well as members on the county council. According to the anonymous letter, confiscated items such as money and drugs disappeared from the evidence room. The letter also states that patrols responded to several domestic violence calls at one officer's home, and since then, those incident reports were removed from the system. Other accusations include misuse of drug money, misconduct by police officers, as well as inappropriate relationships between an officer and a county employee. Now, once again, these are just accusations, and SLED has yet to decide if it will, in fact, investigate. But if it does, the county says it will cooperate.
Horry County does not tolerate misconduct. With all of our employees, if we find any type of violation of policies, we do take the appropriate disciplinary actions, which could include termination. Unfortunately, we've actually had to arrest employees of the Horry County Police Department in the past.
And I stopped by the Horry County Police Department for a comment from Chief Johnny Morgan. The public information officer there told me the chief would not comment on this matter. I also spoke with SLED, and they confirmed that the request for an investigation is under review, but they have no idea how long that review will take. And earlier today, County Council Chair Tom Rice informed us that he wants the county to conduct a human resources investigation of those same issues the anonymous letter discussed. So we will continue to keep you covered on this story right here on News 13 and online at scnow.com. For now, reporting in the